I robbed some women of their baby making years, dragging them along. They built me up. Look at me now, and look at them. If you were creative, I folded you into my artwork. If you were in my artwork, I gave you a job. I gave you a job. I mastered your life. I gave you a house, food, everything you needed. I protected and provided for you. I did what men are supposed to do. I remember different quotes I said, like just like really manipulative things to say, like, no one's gonna love you the way I do. My God. I'm ashamed of it. And that's what makes me angry when I see my brothers do that. We can't do that to the women that have done so much for us to even exist. And I saw myself for the first time. All the things I'm saying now, woo, horror. Bit by bit, I stripped myself of my former self. And I swore that the next relationship that I would get in, I would work as hard at love as I worked in my.
All right, I'm going to start by classifying this gentleman as an exotic pookie. Okay, he's an exotic pookie and shit. And I laugh my motherfucking ass off at since I'm the elder statesman of this community and shit. I laugh my fucking ass off because I've seen this guy several times over several generations. Different versions of him and shit, and they're all the same and shit. Very disingenuous and shit. And, you know, very disingenuous. There's nothing real about it, okay? I'm not saying he's not sincere and shit, but I'm just saying that as a whole, I take him as a fake person and shit. I would tell him this to his face, irregardless of his reaction and shit. If he raised a fist and shit, I would do something to him with extreme prejudice and whatnot until he didn't want to fight anymore and whatnot. That's the way that it's usually done on the street by men, men of the street and shit, where I come from, in the shy, okay? When I say the shy, I'm not talking about Lena Waithe's version of it and that stupid ass show, okay? That show has nothing to do with reality. But here you have a Pookie, an exotic Pookie and shit, bootlicking and everything. He's a fucking simp, all right? Using my real voice, using my voice again, okay? Instead of the AI voice that I employ. And that voice will be coming back, all right? Yeah, I being unapologetically masculine is doing shit, doing the truth, okay? Doing good works and shit, for your gender, okay? I know how that sounds. Okay? Embrace misogyny, okay? Embrace that shit, okay? What the women are talking about online and in the, mainstream media, that is not misogyny, okay? Okay, that's just them trying to oppress you. That's them trying to gaslight you. That's them trying to do a misdirect and double talk you. That's why you see all these goddamn psychiatry commercials on social media and on the tube. I don't know. I don't really watch TV anymore. I like to control my, what I'm looking at and shit. So most of the shit I'm looking at is online or streaming or something. Be quite honest. So I don't know if they're putting that shit on TV. I would assume that they are, because you never see any real men anymore. You see these milquetoast guys, these weepy guys, or you see guys from the alternative community or guys on the line and shit, that they can go either way. It always looks the same. I want to take a dig at his appearance, another big fat, motherfucker, with some little drippy braids on his head. I'm just seeing that braid thing a lot, and the stupid hat, when you wear the hat, it's not really on your head, it's on top of your head like a fucking bottle cap and shit. And, just really mostly the braids and like the juvenile, clothing. It used to be rap clothing, but now when I look at it now, in hindsight, at my fucking age, it looks like a giant 10-year-old. Okay, I don't dress like that. Okay, I'm pretty static. I'm pretty vanilla as far as I go and shit. But normally when I suit up and shit, people would usually used to call me a throwback, saying that I was dressed up like fucking Malcolm or something. To get my drift. All right, I'm that kind of nigga. Okay, I'm that kind of man. All right. It's fucking hard in streets and shit, being right in the middle of two extremes and shit. You got the dregs of humanity, and then you got like this boule class and shit. And this motherfucker be dodging back and forth between them, trying to make a dime and shit. Okay, it's fake. It's not real. Okay, but he is kissing those sisters' asses for real. And I don't give a shit. I just hate this, perpetual apologetic tone that men take when they're doing these commentaries or they're on social media and shit. Fuck that noise, okay? I'm not gonna do that to you, okay? When you come, even my shadow banned fucking page, okay? I'm in my triple shadow ban and shit here, okay? I'm serious. In the last 3 or 4 weeks since I got like a warning and shit, my subscribers count has dropped. Okay, usually I would get like 1 or 2 a day, but I'm not getting shit. And you see why? I'm not one of these guys. Okay, I'm not an apologist for black female misconduct and shit. You know, that's been going on for generations, for decades. Okay, I have a duty and shit to, speak my truth. Okay, speaking my truth. Like these sisters be saying this shit. Okay, and it's time for you motherfuckers to stop contributing to that code of silence in this supposed ethnic community and start telling the truth and just saying how it is and shit. Okay? When I figured out the riddle still, when these goddamn women say that thing, I used to hear this shit. I mostly heard this shit in LA back in the day. Like mostly in LA. You would hear like some hood booger or something, or some chick, that was 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot up in the Hollywood Hills saying this shit about, oh, no man can't handle me. You can't handle me and shit. I know exactly what they're talking about, and I can handle them and shit, okay? It's whether you want to take the consequences of handling them and shit. And I do not mean DV and shit, domestic violence. I do not mean that. What I'm telling you is to be unapologetically masculine and tell them the truth. Be honest about your feelings and shit, and have the courage of conviction to walk away from shit, okay? It's like that old Robert De Niro movie, Heat. He said he never invests in shit he can't just turn around and walk away from. And you need to be like that with these goddamn women because they offer you nothing, okay? But they want to take everything off the table and give you as little as possible and shit. I was reflecting on that earlier today when I was going around social media for some videos I got coming up and shit. And I was reflecting on that. They want everything and they give you nothing and shit. And, per the programming, the social engineering that's mutated over generations, the last couple of decades since the 60s, you got niggas with a built-in, a self-apology tour and shit. I was apologizing for having a penis. So why don't you just say you were sorry you had a dick? Okay? You listen to this bullshit. If you're a real man and shit, you just click it off and shit. But I'm asking you not to click it off. I'm asking you to tell the truth. Okay? I won't be around forever and shit. Someone has to continue my good works. Okay? Right? This nigga is not a man. He's a goddamn simp. And even me calling him a simp after listening to this shit is a compliment. Shit, he should be happy. And I would tell him that he's a bitch-made, effeminate nigga to his fucking face. Even at my advanced age, I'm in my fucking 50s and shit. And I doubt that he would be able to take me down and shit. Because, like, when I'm telling you something like that and shit, I truly feel like that and I don't see you as a peer or a human. Okay? I'm just tired of this shit. I want it to be torn down. And, I'm being quite honest with myself and shit. I really think it's a lost cause over here. The community is in the shitter. It's in the toilet. The porta potty with a Tupperware lid on it. Okay? I feel like that. And I feel like the only way to get things back on track is for the men to take their rightful place and shit at the lead of a new version of it built abroad. Okay? And here in the colonies and shit, in the slave quarters, I think that a lot of men need to start letting that that nasty ass bitter fruit, die on the vine. Okay? Save yourself, black man. What do you think we're talking about over here? Okay, it's like, as I talk to you directly, whoever hears this, 1 or 2 people, maybe all of my, whatever count, I think I had 300 and something on this channel, who the fuck knows? What do you think I've been talking to you about, like, for the last couple of years? All right? Because, I realize, time just flies and shit. I've been doing this for like 5 years or so now, like, earnestly. On and off, I guess. But mostly, last couple of years, man, I've been on my square. I've been almost through 5 channels. Okay, 5 fucking channels. I had one couple of them taken down. Right? Who knows what the fate of this channel will be and shit, but I know that they have tried to put a digital pillow over my face and smother me to death and shit. And I can't give a fuck. Okay? If I'm getting at least one person. Alright? Getting at least one person, Anybody that's new here, feel free to subscribe. I'd be glad to have you, unless you're a misandrist, okay? Unless you're somebody who thinks you're going to come over here and dictate some rules and shit and tell me how to run my shit. Keep it a buck, kick the rocks up the road there, And, if you do hit that subscribe button, welcome to the family and shit, okay? All right? Don't be this nigga. Please don't be this nigga. SYSBM. Obviously means save yourself, black man. Okay? Peace out.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.